request is star material. Sin's a good man's brother. Thank you, UDM. That was awesome. Grand Funk Railroad. I actually never heard that song before. That was riff-tastic. What do we got coming up here? I still have requests from the first hour. Welcome to hour 2 of 3. I got Hendrix coming up. I've got Sublime. Although it looks like it's going to be an AI thing, so I'm curious about it. I'm not completely against it. I mean, it only came out like a month or two ago or something. So I'm curious about what it is. But it was some AI thing. Devil Wears Prada. I'm also curious about that one. Rise Records. I know I'm a fan of their stuff, but this doesn't ring too much of a bell to me. I don't know. Let's check it out. But right now, it is Motorhead with Overkill.
So good, I can't believe it.
the great Lemmy and Motorhead. I had the luxury of seeing them when they came to Boston, and in the late 80s, 86, 87, around that time, mid to late 80s. And uh, it was not the loudest concert I'd ever seen on Earth. I'll say it that way. It actually wasn't even mega loud. It was definitely wasn't the loudest. Maybe I don't know when they set that record, but I was I wanted it to blow my mind, and it did not. I guess maybe back in the old days they had more speakers. It wasn't that many speakers. I don't know. It just was not mind-blowingly loud. I've seen louder concerts, but great band. I tell you, Lemmy, as a bass player, he taught me a lot. Mostly, can you really play that fast? And it's not just necessarily playing that fast, but can you play that fast without, okay, a 5-minute song in this case, whatever, how long it was. And after a while, you kind of get tired of doing that, but you're just building up the stamina. It really, he's just. I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. So great. Plus, the other thing I liked about him was the way he's had his microphone. So it was up here, so he was always singing up, banging his bass out, and he was singing straight up. People know that Oasis copied that. I copied it as well when I was doing some singing. I always put the microphone up a little bit higher. So Lemmy has been a cool influence for me as a stage performer. That's why I'm glad I got to see him. It's excellent. Welcome to Music Without Borders Sunday night edition here. We've got a Voodoo Child's slight return coming up here. But right now it is The Devil Wears Prada. Now, once again, I don't know what this is going to be. Let's check it out. cool actually. The name of the group is Devil Wears Prada. Isn't that funny? Yeah, you can name your band after a movie. HTML rules D00D is the name of the song. It doesn't really matter. They're screaming. I like it. It was really, really tight. I like that a lot. Star Material. Music without waters. Here we go. This is the AI thing. Let's check it out. That's where I blew it. Yeah, I'm not allowed to play swear words. FCC rules. a super great song there, Voodoo Child. Uh, Slight Return, Jimi Hendrix. I was trying to Google it. I met some guy actually, I hung around him a bunch of different times in London, and he kept on saying this would have been in the 2000s. And the story was, and I think it's true. He was one of Jimi Hendrix's official photographers, and I just thought of that right now. And I was trying to Google the guy's name, and I can't. I don't think it's Garrett Mankiewicz. That doesn't look like him. But it was an old guy, and he had these crazy, crazy stories. I'm sure that Hendrix had a bunch of photographers, but he said he was one of the official ones. So he'd done. I have to do some more research. He was friends with Jazz Summers, if anybody knows who Jazz Summers is. And I would go to these parties sometimes, and these guys, behind the scenes guys. For example, if you know The Verve, if you like The Verve, then you know who Jazz Summers is. And a big, big music guy in London. Kind of a jerk. But the photographer for Hendrix, I like that guy. That guy was really close. He was funny to talk with. I used to see those, whatever, private parties and things like that. I knew somebody was there, and I get invited. But I can't remember I have to Google more information. Okay, we have. You're going crazy. UDM, awesome. I love it. I love it. And now this is a track that I think I played this one last night, actually. My brain is telling me I played it recently. My computer says that it already has thumbs up. But here we go. Robin Trower with The Fool and Me. the full me. Okay, now I found the guy. This is the guy who I met countless times. Every New Year's Eve, he would show up at one of my guitar students' houses, and he was kind of well connected. He was in that scene, right? And Bruce Fleming, that's the guy who I spent every single New Year's Eve with him and his wife, and he was famous for being he did the photo for the Jimi Hendrix Experience album cover, Are You Experienced, in 1967. He took that picture. That's pretty damn cool. He also did pictures of the Hollies, Lulu, the Animals, but yeah, that's the guy. Bruce, I'm right now. Bruce, a very, very humble, cool old guy. I'm glad he's still kicking around too. He's still alive. Born in 1937. That's the guy, Bruce Fleming. Very, very nice guy. Okay, here's speaking of people. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Covers we're going to play here, but who wrote that song? Albert Haig, never would have known it. A German-born American songwriter. Looks like he came over in World War II. Some good things did happen in World War II. A lot of cool people came over to USA, and he obviously wrote that one for Dr. Seuss, which is such a great one. I have played this track before. This is a great cover from Small Town Titans. Here we go. This is Christmas flavor. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. Just play some music, you're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a vile one, Mr. Grinch. You got termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasoned crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Well, given the choice between the two of you, I would take the seasoned crocodile. Yeah. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks and your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three best words I would use to describe you are as follows, and I quote: Stag! 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 Yeah! Oh, yeah, yeah!
See that was the first song that was requested for hour two, and here we are, 38 minutes already into hour two. So that was the first one. So if you made a request for hour two, you get to work on Patience. I got coming up on deck Lou Reed. I got Poco, but right now it is Signed in Blood. And you can bank on it.
Whatever comes around, we must stand our ground as one. Forever signed in blood. I used to remember we were young, 17.
Guitar Material Poco with a song actually I've never heard before. Call It Love, 1989. Never heard that one. There was a phase there back when I was living in Vienna, so I'm gonna guess like 7 or 8 years ago. There was somebody who was watching my show, and they just loved Poco. So I had a chance to like learn about a lot of songs from Poco that I'd never heard of before. But that one does not ring a bell at all. They're a cool group actually. I do like them. I do like them a lot. Hey, we just got another super coming in. UDM, awesome. Living Color. This is great. A great band. Great. Vernon Reed. I just saw an interview with him recently, and he's just such a cool player. And I was actually chuffed that he was talking about a friend of mine who was a friend of his. Yeah, I know somebody who knows somebody, and my cousin. No, my buddy Reeves Gabrels when I grew up, and when he was hanging around with Tim Machine, David Bowie's band there, and also the same time period, 89, 90, around those days, Living Color had come out, and they were opening up for the David Bowie's project, Tim Machine. So he said he spent Reeves and Vernon spent a lot of time together, and they I just heard a lot of cool stories. Very cool guy. So here you go, Living Color, and this is a track I do not think I've played before. You're going to be getting a start, UDM.
Expression
Living Color with type. Great stuff there. Um, what did I want to say? Oh yeah, yeah. Pertaining, I just uploaded a bunch of stuff of my music on the channel here. So I know someone is asking about. I'm a multi instrumentalist. I'm a singer songwriter. I'm a music producer. I learned how I play every instrument that's in pop or rock music. Um, um, and I know a lot of people, I don't really talk about it that much, but if you want, I did put out on some videos and stuff. So if you want to check that out, I think I uploaded it like 10 days ago on the channel that you're watching right now, the Alec channel. Stuff that I did with Ben Arswin, stuff. So you're gonna hear and some demo tapes of mine and things like that. Um, yeah, yeah. I love everything with notes, and as I got older, I decided I should probably learn how to play everything. I always wanted to be a music producer. Probably once I figured out what a music producer does. So I would have been in my teenage years, and the first time I'm really getting into professional studios in Boston, and I'm like, these old guys who hang around studios and tell us young kids what to do, they're really, I want to be old one day and be like them. And then I got old one day and I turned into them. So it's probably the biggest thing that I've done is this stuff with Ben Arson. I put, there's all this stuff there. Anyway, I'm a singer, songwriter, multi instrumentalist. I'm also a DJ, and I'm also uh, doing Music Without Borders. This is actually one of the coolest ways for me to keep my foot in the business. It's funny, when the COVID thing started, I was living in Vienna. Many people might know that COVID started in northern Italy. Right next to northern Italy is Austria. But we got the first quarantines and all that stuff, and studio shuts, no more concerts. I was teaching music lessons on the side to make money. No more teaching. Everything just shut down. You had to wait in line to get into the store. I mean, really, really. And I come to Florida and it's like nothing. But over there it was real. I don't know what it was like in your area, but for me, I was already doing YouTube shows and Facebook shows. And when the COVID thing happened, it really pushed my channel. And so that's why it is what it is, because of COVID. So once again, some good things happened out of World War II and some good things happened out of COVID, at least speaking for music. But here we go. This is Steve coming in with a nice request here. We're staying with that Christmas flavor all month. Little Drummer Girl. This is something. I think, is this one of these, what do they call them, flash things? Live performance at Mall of America. I'm curious about this one. Here you go. Thanks for the super, Steve. Jojo Siwa. Message to the world. suppose if you're going to have to play a mall gig, it should be at the Mall of America. Mall of America, that's the one in Minneapolis, right? Minnesota. I think that's where the mall. That's like the largest, or was the largest mall in America. JoJo Siwa, never heard of her. I had to Google her. Looks like she's was a child of reality show stuff. Her mother danced with moms, and she was on it. And she was a little kid, and she's been kind of famous for a long, long time. Now she's 22 years young. Um, so yeah, I never heard of her before. Omaha, Nebraska. That kind of makes sense. Yeah. Minneapolis is right up the road there. Star Material, I love it. Okay, is it reset time already? Man, that time flies when you're having fun. Coming up on deck, I've got some Devin Townsend. I got Spirit in the Sky. I got Cyndi Lauper, but we're going to start it off with Lou Reed. So come back